Hey everyone, today we're going to be using some pellets and we're going to start gardening. So what are we gardening today? What are we going to be planting? We're going to be planting different squashes. We're going to be doing some buttercup, winter squash and summer squash, some zucchini. These are called straight neck as opposed to crooked neck. So those will be your prolifics early squashes. Along with that, I'd like to grow some cucumbers. And if we have enough room, some peppers, beans, and peas. So what we're going to do is let me have a seat because I need to be comfortable. So what we're going to do today is have a moderate amount for what you think you're going to want to need in your garden. So if you're only one or two people in the garden, in the family, you're not going to plant 10 of these cucumber, for example. So let's see, both of them are open for some reason. Let's see if they're both the same. This one claims to be a Space Maker organic. And it's not really showing much difference. They're both from Mackenzie. Space Maker trailing. Oh, they're trailing. They're both the same thing. It's just different packaging. So the likelihood is it just was from 2 different years. This one says it's good for containers, and the other one says it's a heirloom, wherever the picture is. So let's plant accordingly. I personally don't care for these kind of cucumber, but because I have them, I'm going to grow them. I will grow some of them. So what we'll do, we're trying to get the nicer one out of the bunch. Uh-oh. Somebody's parked in front of my place. I'm not sure if they're coming here or not. Of course, it never fails. Always when I'm busy and my hands are dirty. Hold on a minute. Okay, so yeah, somebody's outside and they had a big ass work glove, industrial type glove on and was smoking a cigarette. That looks too weird for me. I had to pretend I had to go get my mail and give him a slight dirty look like, what the fuck are you doing? Yes, somebody's home. He gave me a nod like he knew me. It's like, no, I don't know you. Why are you hanging around in front of my place? There was just another person here the other day who he was just asking too many questions. Like, oh, you're all alone? Oh, really? It's like, it just did not match what was supposed to be said as far as the kind of conversation, in my opinion. So, anyways, let's not dwell on that. We've got a couple of cucumbers. Cucumbers can be good with different things. Oops. Just like that. Make our hole. Get that started. Again, you're not going to put it too deep like I did in my last ones that I was doing last week. And the guys ended up, I guess, getting lost in there and they didn't end up growing. So You want to make sure that your hands, if you're going to be using those seeds again the following year, that your hands or so forth are clean and without moisture. So do some cucumbers. I'm going to put 2 in each, which will end up coming to 10 in total. Am I good or what? So that if we only get 5 to 7 plants that grow, that will be ample to share around the neighborhood. We could throw them at the little kids passing by. Get out of here, you rascals, you. Just kidding. So, I am going to just put the, let's see, these actually don't look the same. So what I'll do is I will put 1 extra in each, so that comes to 15. Which will definitely again be ample. And the other ones, they really almost could be thrown out, but I won't because I can't. I just can't throw them out. I'll put that to the side so I know which ones are in here. So just make sure that they're in there properly. In there, you little poopy. In. So those are good and in there. Just like that. Like so. Make sure they're deep enough. Properly covered, and I would have made sure that the bottom goes in a certain way, the seed is in a certain direction so that it properly gets established in there. So we know we got the middle ones done. Let's move on. My back is hurting already. Let's do this. So we've got a couple of the, these are squash. They're similar to my zucchini squash. I can make lots of things, ratatouille, or whatever. So there's only 5 in here. Why not use them, right? I know, right? Hard not to. I can't help myself. So let me put the holes so that I can stick it in. Stick. Put this over a little bit so I don't get mixed up. Again, don't go too deep. So, how many was that? That was more than 5. So look at those. This. And then, if you look at the seed, there's going to be a spot that will be different from the other side. So the one that has the opening, the spot that looks like a little bit of an opening, that's what you're going to make sure is going down. So you want to make sure that your seed is either facing down that way or at least on its side. It's preferred not to stick it up this way just because I said so. So let's do that. Stick that one in. And I just want to save space. So I'm going to stick 2 in one vessel. It will be good. This one. Make sure you're putting it in the right direction. This one, my zucchini, I will put this one along with another one. And I'll just have to figure it out later. So next, let's do the straight neck squash. Let's see, yellow squash. And the same with that. We're only going to use around 4 or 5. But of course, I can't count, so I will end up doing the remainder one of the zucchini. And then I changed my mind. I actually am going to put the zucchini in their own little vessels, 1 each. So they're just like that. And let's make some holes in these. I put 2 in there already. Let's go ahead and do that. And with these, with the crooked neck, I will put, I guess, about 4, sorry, I meant 2 times 4. So with that, I'm going to do 4 of these and 2 in each. Oh, wow. Backwards already. So what is going on under here? Let's put 1 and 2. Next one. And that way I'll also have a better idea of which one's which. If I don't remember, I'll go through my video and look at it again. 2 in there. And 1 and 2. Again, I'll have ample to share. Sharing is caring. And if all else fails, if any creatures get to it, they too will have some to share. Now, there seems to be 2 stragglers. Might as well stick them in. Since I took them out of the bag already and my fingers are all wet and damp. So I don't want to go back in the package again. Excuse me. So there's lots in there. I don't want to use them all. Definitely do not. And no need. Then we're going to do some buttercup. And they're cute. They're larger than a softball. Almost the size of a grapefruit. They're not the biggest. They're not the size of a watermelon at all. So with these, again, I'm going to give them their own spot in these little pellets. I'll just put 1 in each because it so I've got 4 seeds here. Down you go. 1, 2, 3. Again, paying attention to the direction of the seed so it has a more chance of oh, that's my dishwasher is going. I was wondering, there's some bell ringing. Oh, oh my back, ow. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. Okay, we've got 14 more spots here. Let's see who else is going to be going in. So, who likes broccoli? Does anybody like broccoli? Let's close this up. So we're not going to be planting anything that can grow fairly quick outside and establish outside. So things like my lettuce and my spinach, I'll wait till I'm going to be planting it outside. But things like the broccoli, I've never really actually grown this type of stuff, so I'm not going to start. But I have grown things like peas and beans and peppers. So here somebody had left some green peppers, red pepper, and I don't know what's in this one, but it is a pepper seed. I just don't know which type. So we'll probably do a couple of those. So let me see how many I've got left room for. So ow, damn thing under here. My knee kind of gets caught up on it. So these are the burgundy, they call them royal burgundy bush beans. There's something they're saying that it's a heirloom. It is something you can grow in pots, but you want to make sure that it's at least a 4 or 5 gallon pot. You're not going to be putting this in a shallow, small thing. So we'll just go ahead and put some holes so they have a spot they can call home. And in here as well, I'm going to be, whatever the word is, and space conscious, and I'm going to actually put 2 in each. Now, things like the peas, these kind of beans I mean, they can be eaten, a big handful can be eaten by one person in one setting. So again, something like this, I actually am going to grow more. This claims, these are red beans in here, but according to the package, is showing that it's a green bean. So I want to make sure to have for those as well. So then there's 15 of these pods left. So that's what I'll do. I'll go ahead and put 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 in there. And this thing is totally so saturated so that when it is time, I will simply put the lid on. But knowing me, the likelihood is I will put some soil around it just to make sure these bad boys get properly covered in there, because they don't seem to be properly covered to me. Some more. 2 in there. So that's 10. So that is in the 5, there's 10. But since there's so many, for my first sowing, so you'll put it 2 sowings of this in the year, I'm actually going to put 3 in each. Just because I'm that kind of girl. Stick it in there. There we go. And this is garbage. So next, we'll see if these work, even if they are red, that'll be fine. But yeah, this was in there, in the container again, it was left behind. Des petits haricots verts. It says stringless green pod. Here we go. Some holes in here. Just like that. Making sure that you're going to have enough room for the seed to grow, that you're going to put it down in a space 3 times larger or deeper than the actual seed. So room that it can get pushed in on these ones. These seeds seem to be fairly big in comparison to the last ones. So I may be only able to, oh, there might be a staggered one. This one's a different coloring. So I'll just put 1, 2. String bean. Do I like string beans? Oh yeah, it's the same thing. These, I guess. So again, I'm going to put 3. This one's gonna have that guy in there, so that'll be a nice surprise. Stick it in good. There we go. One and a 2 should be enough, but I'm going to put 3. In you go. Stay in there. It looks like it's kind of trying to stay at the top. And 1 and a 2 and a 3. Just like that. Oh my God. Just like that. And so, again, you're going to make sure not to put any moisture or wetness on your good seeds. You want to pack them away and make sure they're good and dry. So I'm just going to keep these to a certain area so that I don't forget what I did. And I'm going to also put this paper back in here. Oh my God. Whew. So stick these in here as well, since they're both beans or peas of that same nature. So now that I know, I now know I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different things in here thus far. Which one are we gonna choose? Got beets over there. I don't want to put anything like that. I don't want to put the spinach. And we've got some goji, which I've never grown before. I attempted to grow some peppers earlier and those didn't take. So what I think I'll do is I think I'll do the peppers in a separate uh, thing with you. I will do those separately. So I will put these aside so that I can space these out. And like I said, I am going to end up putting some additional soil around this so that they end up making sure that they germinate so that it's fully covered. So I'm just going to space these again so that they're all have enough room. Do you know, I actually am going to mix these up a tiny bit just because the ones who have 3 inside, so they don't get too crowded that way, if you know what I mean. I hope so. Don't. So yes. This one over here. Yeah. That should be good enough. So just like that, you're going to make sure again they have enough space in between. And you're going to put the lid on. Oh, dang, my bad. Oh. That's how you would normally do it. You'd put the lid on and call it a day. Because I put so many in here and there is space that's not being covered, I'm going to put some soil on it. So let me do that real quick with you before my battery runs out. Oh, back. I need my pills I forgot to take this morning. So I did put holes at the bottom of this already so that the water can seep out any excess water, and also to allow for it to have drainage and aeration. So I'm just going to again make sure that I cover those seeds is my main intention, not necessarily cover getting around the outer parts of this. I just want to make sure to get the seeds covered. So with that, that is my fun, messy tutorial on how to start your seeds indoors, whether it is for growing in pots or whether you're going to be actually putting it in the ground. This is what I'm doing. You don't have to do exactly as I do, but this is the general overall sequence of affairs. Just like that. And then, like I said, they're in their pods already, so they're very much ready for transferring into the ground or a pot as you so desire as it gets bigger. So for now, as I said, you're going to put a tiny bit of water, spray it on top so that the water underneath does get saturated. Will soak in faster and saturate. So there you have it. This is good to go. So once a day even, just take the lid off for about 10 minutes, half an hour, however long, and let it air out. So you want to make sure that it does not start causing mold or mildew or any problematic issues. So with that, click like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell of any upcoming videos of me being silly, sometimes being informative, other times trying new things, or simply having a mukbang with you. But for today, I thank you again for joining me and having this little tutorial on how to start your seeds for your gardening. Go ahead and subscribe now for more.